Hello guys, it's Jet here and welcome to another Microsoft Flight Simulator video. This will be the start of our tutorial video here on Jet YouTube. There's plenty of others out there, but we're going to do one anyway. We're going to be doing it just because I feel like doing one, just to see what people think, and because I'm just going through my training myself in the real world, starting next week on the 31st. So I'll be reiterating what I learned into the sim for you guys as well. I do have a checklist from my college that I'll be doing, from Bassett College in Brisbane, and the link will be down in the description where you can get it from Google. I'm not going to show it to you on YouTube, but you can go down and have a look of the charts of the checklist that I'm going to be using for the Cessna 152. So in this tutorial, we're just going to go ahead and get the aircraft started. This is for people that don't know how to start an aircraft from scratch without using the auto start feature or the checklist cheat feature in Microsoft Flight Simulator. If you're just jumping in and you want to learn the ropes the proper way, this is the video for you. If not, that's okay, and everyone has their own opinion. Anyways, let's go ahead and jump on into the aircraft, and we are sitting here. As you'll probably be aware very shortly, I have a track IR, so my head will move around the cockpit, but I'll try not to do that for the first parts of this lesson. Anyways, if you don't have track IR, go get rid of the yokes so you can see the cockpit in all its glory. It absolutely looks amazing here at Archerfield today. I have live weather and live traffic on, so we should have some quite a few aircraft taking off while we're here as well for training. Anyways, so without further ado, we need to check the checklist. So again, if you want to check the link down in the description to go to the checklist, by all means, it is down there, and that's what I'll be using. So normal procedures, we'll be checking the control wheel lock, the ignition switch is off, the master switch is on, fuel quantity checked, master switch off, and fuel shut off valve on. Okay, so the first things were. So we need to make sure that the control lever or the control wheel lock is removed, which in this default it pretty much is. Otherwise, that would be all the way forward and something would be locked. Okay. As you can see there's a little pin hole. That's what needs to be removed. So the next thing was ignition switch is off. So we have looked down here to our ignition switch with the key in it. There it is off. I do have a yoke now that has a key, so I'll make sure that it's off on my end, and all my lights are off, which they are represented into the aircraft, and all good. Okay, so the next thing was turn the master switch on. Okay, so we want master switch on, so it is that one. I'm going to go ahead and turn that off for now. I don't want that little radio in the background. We have to check the fuel quantity, which we have checked both fuel quantity. I have 100% there, and I'll talk to you a bit more about that when we go for the flight in a little bit. Okay, so we've checked our fuel quantity. The next thing was to switch off the switch. Done. The next one was to check the fuel shutoff valve is on. So fuel shutoff valve on, and fuel shutoff valve. So that's that there. I believe I would say that's closed. So open open and close. So that should be open there. So fuel shutoff valve is on or open. Rudder gust lock remove, which will be most likely done in the default aircraft, so you don't need to worry about that. Tie downs are disconnected, and control surfaces are free movement of free of movement and all that sort of stuff. So that will be your walk around check. Now the walk arounds will also be in the checklist. If you want to have a look at that, you can go ahead. We don't have to do the whole entire thing, because that's just outside. All these other ones, the rudder gust lock and tie downs and control surfaces, then the right wing, the nose, the left wing. We ain't going to be able to do any of those, not in this particular aircraft at this point in time. Maybe when A2A have their Cessnas out, then we can have a re-look at that in the next video. Right, we're up to before starting the engine. So pre-flight inspection, which we've just done, is complete. We checked our fuel. Flight authorization. Now we have our flight plan, all that sort of stuff sorted, or we're just going around for a circuit. That's all good. And M&R signed. So that is just some paperwork that you got to sign. I'm not 100% sure, so I'm not going to speculate, but is something you've got to sign before you get into the aircraft. I think it's a maintenance report. If not, please comment down below what it is. Passenger briefing. I'm the only one in the aircraft today. Seat belts and all that, and harnesses should be locked. Obviously, we're in a sim, so it doesn't matter. Brakes, test and set. So we'll go ahead and have a look at our brakes. Now, our brakes are... Where is our brakes? There they are. Brakes are on and off, so they're tested and set, so we're good to go with that. The next one is to check for circuit breakers. Radio equipment is off, and rotating beacon on, and fuel shut-off valve on. Okay, so we're just double checking again. So we'll find our circuit breakers. All the circuit breakers look like they're in. They are not modelled in the aircraft, so don't be fret by that. The next one was radio equipment, and all that is off, so like avionics, all of this stuff, so that's all off. Turn that off, done, and turn that off. Cool. Alright, so all the radio equipment is off. Rotate beacon on, rotate beacon on, done. The next one was the fuel shut-off valve is, it should be on. There we go. It is on. Okay, so we are ready to start. The next one was to prime the engine. As required, we are cold, so 3 cold, none hot. So we need to prime it 3 times. The carburetor heat needs to be cold, and the throttle needs to be open ½ an inch closed if engine is warm. So we open it for ½ an inch. The mixture needs to be full rich. The propeller area clear. So let's go ahead and go and prime. So the primer is down here. So 1, 2, 3. The next one was carburetor heat cold. So carburetor heat, there it is. Push in for cold. Okay, pull out for hot. Push in for cold. Now we need ½ an inch in. I have a very touchy throttle. That's about it. I need to fix it up. Mixture full rich, propeller area clear, master switch on, ignition switch start. Okay, so master switch on. So you go prop clear or clear prop. Go ahead, start the engine, so we'll go to both. And there we go. Now, once we've got that going, we want to make sure our RPM is around 1000. So our RPM is there over there on the right. We'll go ahead and drop our throttle down just a tad. There we go, RPM to 1000. Okay, and check for the oil pressure. Oil pressure is just down here with oil temperature, so we want to get the oil temperature up, and we want to check the oil pressure and make sure that goes up as well. We can't do anything until the oil pressure is in the green. So you want to wait for that. Every aircraft will have a different type of gauge, so you want to look for the oil pressure in the particular aircraft that you're in. Alright. Then we have a flooded start, so if you accidentally flood, you need mixture ICO, throttle full open, starter crank, crank the engine through several revolutions, and repeat starting procedure without any additional priming. So if you stuff the aircraft, you'll need to do that. And again, it's all down the checklist, but we're not going to worry about it. After start, now we need to turn our radios on, intercom system checked, and lights on A and R. Okay, as advised, I think. Okay, so we'll go ahead and turn on the transponder to standby. turn the volume up on the radios and turn on the ADF. You probably never ever use the ADF, but it's there anyways for your leisure. You're most likely to be using the navigation, what is it, Nav 1 and Nav 2, or most of the time. ADF is an old way of getting around the world. Alright, so taxi checklist. Now we've got brakes and flight instruments. So that is just how to start the Cessna 152. A very short video, and the next tutorial will be moving on to taxi and takeoff. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. This is Jet Simmer. Peace. I will catch you soon. See you guys.